welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be telling a sad story about why I had to take out my eyebrow piercing again. I had my eyebrow piercing like 10 years ago. I took it out for a job that I was working, and then about a little more than a year ago, I got it re-pierced and I felt like me again. I was so excited. And I had it for about a year, and then maybe like a month and a half ago, I had to take it out again. And it was not my choice. I did not want to take it out, and it was one of the most devastating things because I have never, ever had this happen with a piercing before, but unfortunately, I had to take it out because it was rejecting. And I'm going to kind of tell you the story about what happened, what it looked like, and I am literally kicking myself because I was taking pictures like all throughout the process because I knew I wanted to make a video on this, and my dumbass accidentally deleted them completely from my phone, even from the trash bin. Deleted, gone, can't find them anywhere. So I noticed about maybe 3-4 months ago when I had my eyebrow piercing, I noticed that it was starting to become really itchy. Like, it was really, really itchy. And I knew it wasn't a jewelry problem. I don't have any allergies to jewelry. And the eyebrow jewelry that I was using was fully titanium, internally threaded. Like, it was a decent piece of jewelry. So I knew it wasn't the jewelry, but I noticed that it would start to become really itchy, really red. And I noticed every little movement that would happen to it, it would just become a little angry. And I was like, God, what the heck? Like, why is it so itchy? And then, I started to baby it again. I started to keep an eye on it again. And I noticed, as the weeks progressed, I noticed that the bottom part, which you can see the scar very clearly, I noticed the bottom part of my eyebrow piercing, I started to notice that the hole was starting to become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was like a gaping hole where my eyebrow jewelry was. And I also noticed that I could see the bar, like a majority of the bar. And I was like, oh shit, that's not good. And I was looking in the mirror one day and I was kind of like, trying to look at it, trying to like see what was going on with it. And I noticed that it would start to sit funny, like instead of it being like flat up against my face, like in a curved barbell way, like a normal way, I noticed it was starting to like do this. Like it was starting to like come up more. And the skin, like here's the top hole. See if I can move in closer. Here's the top hole and the bottom hole. There was like no skin. Almost no skin left in between. And the eyebrow piercing jewelry that I had was very short. It was like 1/4 of an inch, like very, very small piece of jewelry because that's the look that I like. I really like that like snug look with my body jewelry. And it was just starting to look really, really funky. And then this bottom hole, because that's like the most prominent part you can see. Like, oh my God, I wish I had the freaking picture. But it was just like a gaping hole and it was starting to like move like up and out. It was so weird looking. And I was like, I finally had to tell myself, okay, it's rejecting. And if I don't take it out now, I'm going to have a huge scar right here. Now, I don't know why it rejected. I have a theory of why it rejected the way that it did, because when I got my eyebrow piercing re-pierced, I got it pierced in the exact same spot as my old one. Like that's exactly where my old eyebrow piercing used to be from back in the day. So I don't know if going through that scar tissue again years later maybe like pissed my body off, and my body was just like, oh no, that's not supposed to be here, it's going out. But I mean, it lasted about a year, and then like the last few months of its life, it just looked horrible. And the first thing I noticed was the itching. Like it just itched. And I don't know if that's like, I'm assuming that would be a normal thing of rejecting piercings because it's kind of like your skin like pushing and it's just like that irritation, and it was just so itchy. Like I would just be like, God, what the hell? Like, ah. So I did unfortunately have to take it out. I didn't take it out right away because at the same time that this was all happening, it was very angry. Like it was very I don't know, like kind of like pussy and red. So I was like, okay, let me just, because the last thing you want to do is if you have an infected piercing, which I didn't think it was necessarily infected. I think it was just irritated, but regardless, the last thing you want to do with an infected piercing is take it out. You want to leave it in because you don't want to trap that infection. So I kind of babied it for a few days, and once it started to like look and feel better, I took it out. And it was one of the hardest things. I was being insanely stubborn when it came to taking out my piercing because I love my piercings. Okay, guys, like my piercings are like my babies. I have a very close attachment to my piercing, so the fact that I had to take it out when I really didn't want to was so hard, but it just looked so gnarly. And I don't know, again, I don't really know why it started to happen. There was one instance like a month before this all happened. I was at work and I was reaching into like a counter cabinet thing that went pretty deep in. So I remember I was reaching in to grab something, and on my way out, it snagged like the top of the counter and it went and it hurt so bad. So I don't know, because sometimes if you have like trauma to a piercing, sometimes that can like expedite the rejection process if there's like a really bad trauma to it. So I don't know if that was like the catalyst that set it all off. I don't know if it was like the previous scar tissue that set it all off. I really don't know, but unfortunately, for the first time in my life, it rejected. It was starting to reject, so I had to take it out. It is completely closed. It healed up beautifully, but I do have one hell of a scar because this bottom, like the top one is obviously noticeable, but the worst of it was this right here. Like this was so gnarly looking. Like it was just like a big, like gaping hole that was just like pushing. It was like the weirdest thing. It was so gross. Will I get it done again? I really don't know. If I do decide to get it again, I'll probably try this eye, you know? Because I mean, I don't really care about the scar. The scar really doesn't bother me. Clearly, I mean, I still have my scar that's very prominent from my Monroe piercing. So I mean, the scar doesn't necessarily bother me, but I feel like this eye is like now tainted from everything that it went through, so I might try this eye. I also really like the look of like the middle eyebrow piercings. I think those are really badass, so I don't know. My eyebrow piercing is gone again. I am so sad about it. Literally when I was taking it out, it felt good to take it out, mind you, like it did feel good, but like mentally I was crying. Like I really did, I did cry because I did not want to lose it again. Like I was so excited to have it back, and the fact that I had to take it out, I was just like, no, not my eyebrow piercing. It's not that surprising, you know, eyebrow piercings are a surface piercing. It's very common for them to reject and push out, but it was just so sad. It's doing better. I mean, it's still very red and very prominent, but yeah, I mean, there's really nothing I can do about it. It's just, that's the reality of having piercings, and yeah, so that's the story. I lost a piercing and I didn't want to, but it's gone. I had to retire it. So if you guys see me without my eyebrow piercing, this is the explanation as to what happened to it. It rejected, so I'm down a piercing again, which is sad, but what are you gonna do? This video was supposed to be more exciting because I had pictures and video of what it was doing and what it looked like, but I literally have been trying so hard to like recover stuff from my phone to try to find these damn pictures. Like I'm literally gonna look again because I'm just so mad at myself. Thank you guys for watching. Just a short little video today. I love you all. Make sure you go down, thumbs up this video, subscribe, do all the good fun stuff, and I will see you very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.